Hey guys, real quick before we do get into this video, I do want to announce we're doing a giveaway on the channel. Once we hit 7,000 subscribers, I'll be giving away this Mando Build-A-Pack. You do actually have to be subscribed to the channel though, so make sure to hit that sub button. And we are actually doing a timed giveaway as well. This one is going to be based on whether you guys can hit a certain sub goal by a certain time. So this Ahsoka right next to the Mando, we're actually giving away at 7,000 as well, but only if we hit 7K by May 10th. You guys have a little under a month, and I know you guys can do it. You guys have been absolutely smashing that sub button lately, so thank you guys so much for all the support. And basically, if you didn't know how the giveaways work on my channel, once we hit 7K, I will make a giveaway video. All you have to do is make sure you're subbed and then comment on that giveaway video to answer, and I'll just pick a random comment from the comments using a random comment generator. So make sure you're subbed to enter that giveaway, and on to the video. And real quick, if you're not yet subscribed to the second channel, make sure to go check that out. It'll be linked in the description and pinned in the card right now, but that is actually the Luke Ness Shorts channel. Please check it out, I'd greatly appreciate it. And if you're buying anything on Amazon, please check out my affiliate links in the bio. Shameless plug over, onto the video. So today we have another really big controversial topic to go over, and that is Hasbro switching to plastic-free packaging. If you guys didn't know, Marvel Legends had a live stream yesterday, and they revealed an entire wave of Marvel Legends figures that all have plastic-free packaging. I will start throwing up a few images of these guys, but they're not horrible. While they are not the best, they are not horrible. I will give them that. There are some that look better than others, like I think that the Spider-Man Noir figure looks pretty solid, but there's ones like the Peter Parker and Ned 2-pack which just don't look good at all. I don't know what it is. I don't know what went wrong with this box, but I really cannot stand this box. It looks really bad. It's not even the look of the box that is the big problem. There is a lot of other problems that come along with plastic-free packaging. One big one is the dilemma for inbox collectors, because if you can't see inside of the box to see the figure, and you're an inbox collector, why are you buying it? Because essentially you're just paying money for a cardboard box and not the actual figure if you can't even see in the box. So I think that's one big problem for inbox collectors. But I think there's also a huge problem with figure theft and swapping figures as well. But the main point of this video is going to be addressing the vintage collection, because the vintage collection has been going on now for a very long time, and you know, we've had card backs with plastic bubbles for almost 40 years now. And how is the vintage collection going to adapt to that? But there is one thing I do want to address real quick, and that is the whole environment saving part of the argument for plastic-free packaging. And I do agree that Hasbro is trying to do their part to help the environment and keep plastic out of landfills, but I will say Hasbro's not being the, oh, we need to save the environment. They're only doing this, it's a marketing scheme. See, Hasbro is switching to plastic-free packaging so they can charge more for the product. They kind of see it as like a, hey, this is plastic-free packaging now, so we are saving the environment, but we are going to have to charge a few extra dollars. Like I said, it's a marketing scheme. It's like wheat bread, I guess, if that makes any sense. Like, nobody actually likes wheat bread. It tastes so much worse than white bread, but since it's healthier, bread companies are able to charge more for it. And if I have anybody in the comments vouching for wheat bread, no, it's not good. I'm sorry, no. But anyway, wheat bread is a whole other story. Yeah, it's a marketing scheme. Hasbro's just using this to raise the price, and if you guys didn't pay attention, all the Marvel Legends figures had a price increase yesterday. The standard figures went up to $28, exclusives went up to $30, deluxe figures went up to $35, I believe, and then 2-packs went up to, I believe it was $56. So, yeah, there was a price increase, and comparing that to Black Series, a single release figure is $25, not $28. So there's a good $3 price increase right there, just between Black Series and Marvel Legends now. And I expect once Black Series and Vintage Collection eventually turn to this as well, they're going to add that price increase onto that as well. So I would not be surprised if they increase to about the same price for Black Series and Vintage Collection. So for Black Series, I would imagine that a standard figure would be about $27, $28. Exclusives would be about $30, $31, $32. Deluxes would be probably $35, $36. But we already do have a pretty good idea of what the Black Series packaging will look like. I'll throw up a few images, but Hasbro did do a survey about a year ago talking about like what type of plastic free packaging could look like for the Black Series. And so like I said, this is kind of what it's like. They have a few different options here, but we have no idea what the vintage collection would look like. Like I said, the vintage collection has been going on for a long time, almost 40 years now, of figures with card backs and bubbles, and getting rid of the plastic bubble essentially redefines the vintage collection for a lot of collectors. I already know that there will be countless collectors that will be just quitting collecting if they change the packaging, because I know there's a majority of vintage collection fans that don't even take the figure out of the box. They just hang the card on the wall. And honestly, I completely agree with them. I love the vintage collection. I only buy a few figures here and there, but of the ones that I do buy, I keep them in the package. But Yakface did actually release an article today on his website, so go check him out. I will have his Instagram linked in the description. But essentially, the article gets down to the point saying that inevitably the vintage collection plus the Black Series kind of like retro 40th anniversary card backs, all of that will switch to plastic free as well. So if we had any hope of the vintage collection or the 40th anniversary card back staying around, it's just not going to happen at this point. And so I went ahead and I went into Photoshop and I made a few kind of mock drafts of what I think some plastic-free vintage card backs could look like. I actually took the basis of the Vintage Collection Deluxe sets, which is like the Ahsoka, the Stormtrooper, and the, I believe it's the Incinerator Trooper, but all of them are actually plastic-free packages, which is something I didn't really know until researching for this video, but I kind of took that base model and squished it down to a little bit to make it the normal vintage collection sized card back. And then of course, since there's only one figure on there, I just made the actual box that sticks out of the card about half the card and not the entire card. And so on my mock-ups here, where the bubble should be is just a little bit cardboard box, and I think that's exactly what Hasbro is going to do for the vintage collection. I don't think there's any, I guess, arguing that. I think if they're going to keep the card back, this is how they're going to do it. Unless if maybe they switch back to a smaller scale Black Series box, but I don't think that's the right move. So I did make a few different like versions of the card back. So the first one is where the card back photo actually leads onto the box part that sticks out, and then the figure is just printed on over it. I actually really like this one. I think this one looks the best out of the three, but of course I do think the background is a little distracting from the actual product, and it's hard to make out different parts of the Mandalorian there, so unfortunately I do think that that one would not be the best option. I think it personally looks the best, but from a marketing standpoint, Hasbro's going to want to make the figure pop. This was another one that I made up. This one is with that vintage collection like colored card back. Kind of coming back to this as well, but with the little section around the figure is that orange color of the Mandalorian, just like how it kind of would be under the bubble of the card back. But like I said, this one kind of takes away from the card back itself. I think that that card back should have some overlay onto the actual box part, and I just think that this one does not look as good. This one's probably my least favorite. So I did come to a final draft, I guess you could say, and this is where the orange color is over part of that front of the box, but that card back still does have some overlay as well, so you get the best of both worlds, and I actually really like this design. Obviously, is it as good as the normal plastic bubble? Probably not, but this is probably a good idea of what Hasbro would probably do with the vintage collection. So yeah, comment down below, what do you guys think? Do you guys like my mock-ups, or would you just much prefer the bubble? And if Hasbro did switch TVC to plastic free, would you still continue collecting? Let me know in the comments down below. Make sure to sub to the second channel, and I'll see you guys in the next video.